Hello everyone, my name is Charles, and today I'm showing you how to apply thermal paste to your heatsink. Well, first thing you gotta do is everything here is unplugged. These cables will generally plug into, for example, CD drive, power supply, hard drive, and these guys will plug into here. And where's the other cable? This guy right here also plugs into the motherboard, so you want to make sure it's unplugged and you have your hand on the metal computer case. There you go. Make sure that's out of the way. You're going to want to unscrew over here. It's your power supply, since it is, in fact, in the way of the heatsink. And that is a pain if you are trying to get it off, because you could cut yourself off these little sharp edges here. And that's not good at all. As you can see, the power supply heads out like this, sort of. So after you get the fan out, which sometimes you can interrupt in here because it has little clips. So with the fan out, now we take the power supply out. Make sure not to hit anything important. Make sure it's all completely unplugged. There you go, this is what your case should look like. Now, mind you, this is a micro ATX. And everybody's computer is generally quite different. So, here we have it, the heatsink. Now, this is an OEM computer, meaning it's made by Dell or some brand name. And generally they have custom heatsinks. So what you're going to do, I'm going to push this tab and slide it off. I'm going to push these back on most heatsinks because the heatsink is fully attached to this metal base. Just get it up. And there you have it, your heatsink with pre-applied thermal paste and your little CPU with pre-applied thermal paste. Now what you're going to want to need is, for example, tissue paper, some isopropyl alcohol 99%, which you can find in a first aid kit or buy at a local store, probably your local supermarket. Now you can also use cloth. I would recommend cloth, but since I have tissue paper, I'm going to use that. And so you're going to want to apply this under this heatsink here. Rub it down, wait till it evaporates, and then reapply thermal paste with this. Now all you need to do is put a small bead on there and you're good, and then you're also going to probably want to clean that off. Actually, you're going to have to. Once you put the small little bead on here, you take your power supply and you place it on top of it, place it down tight, make sure it's on so there's no air bubbles, and do not take it off or else there will be air bubbles, and with the air bubbles comes bad things, because air bubbles can heat up, and when they heat up they cause an explosive reaction because of that, because the air wants to escape and it wants to expand, and that can be bad. So make sure everything's good, and I will get to cleaning this off. Right, so once you get your alcohol on top of your little tissue paper, you don't want to rub it, try to clean it off just quickly. You want to do a finer job. So then you apply just a bit more. Make sure pretty much everything is off. You can't get these little bits here. And wait a couple minutes. So pause it. So now that you have your heatsink cleaned off, you're going to want to take your CPU out. So you can move this little clip here, pop it out, make sure it makes that sound, and you gently take it out. And now only touch it on the corners here, or on the sides, so you don't touch the little gold prongs, or else that can end bad. So, you gently set it down to begin cleaning it. Want to make sure you get all the stuff off the sides here. And then set it down, apply a bit more alcohol, clean off the remaining thermal paste. So once you have it cleaned off with so, wait a little bit, let it evaporate, and then apply all of these back onto your motherboard. So it's probably evaporated by now. You're going to take this and make sure you get the gold little pin here, the little arrow, in with a little gold arrow somewhere on here. Like that. It's pointing to the right. Do that, and it comes into place nicely. And now you have your heatsink and your thermal paste. So what you're going to do is take thermal paste, a small little BB size droplet. There you go. Maybe not as much. There you have it. You take your heatsink right here and set it down. Make sure everything's on the correct way. Do a little safety feature setup. If they would go back on. Well, I can't get them on, so you don't really need them anyways. There you have it, applying thermal paste to your processor and your CPU, and cleaning it off with alcohol. Thank you.